have always claimed that the Quran has been memorized and preserved in the hearts of the believers from the time of Muhammad and his Sahaba until this day. But is this true? In this video, I'm going to investigate a very specific yet important task in early Islam: collecting and compiling the Quran for the very first time by the command of the first caliph, Abu Bakr. When Abu Bakr ordered Zayd ibn Thabit, the famous scribe, to collect and compile the Quran for the very first time, Zayd was shocked that he was given this huge task. But in the end, he had no other choice but to obey Abu Bakr and start to collect the ayahs and chapters from existing manuscripts on leaves, animal skin, bones, and even wood, but also from people who supposedly had memorized the Quran. So when Zayd ibn Thabit reached chapter 9 and started to collect this very surah of the Quran, he found the remaining two last verses of this surah with one man and one man only. Please focus on this very point.
No, actually, he did not find it with one man, fool. Guys, I don't want to make this video because it's very, very embarrassing for Rob Christian. But what can I do? I just want to show you how fool he is. Like the last time when I debated him, I told him about this. That if you look at two hadiths, you have to reconcile between them, fool. They're both authentic hadiths. You have to reconcile between them. You have to know the position of it. It was actually more than one person who actually found this verse. But anyway, let's assume that one person found the verse.
He found the two last ayahs with one man only. Let us read what Zayd said in Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 4989. I started searching for the Quran till I found the last two verses of Surah At-Tawbah with Abi Khuzaymah al-Ansari, and I could not find these verses with anybody other than him. For the Muslims out there, please focus. Don't confuse Abi Khuzaymah al-Ansari with his son Khuzaymah al-Ansari. So Zayd ibn Thabit found the last two missing verses of Surah At-Tawbah with the father of Khuzaymah. Zayd ibn Thabit.
Actually, let's look back here. So you guys see, I found the last two verses of Surah At-Tawbah with Abi Khuzaymah al-Ansari, and I could not find this verse with anybody other than him. This was in a particular event. Then actually he found it with another person, with his son as well, and he found it with the family of Khuzaymah. And the verse was, verily there has come unto you an apostle Muhammad from among yourselves, right? It grieves him that you should receive any injury or difficulty. Let's go and find this verse from Khuzaymah, the son of Abu Khuzaymah himself. Okay, so let us go to Sahih al-Bukhari. As you can see here, the verse. Okay, this is Sahih al-Bukhari. Okay, it's narrated by Zayd bin Thabit al-Ansari, who used to write the Divine Revelations. Scroll down a little bit, you can find the same verse with Khuzaymah himself, not his father. Okay, so here it says, I found with Khuzaymah two verses of Surah Tawbah, with Khuzaymah, guys, not Abi Khuzaymah, with Khuzaymah, two verses of Surah Tawbah, which I did not find with anybody else. And they were, verily there has come to you an apostle Muhammad from amongst yourselves. It grieves him that you should receive any injury or difficulty with Muhammad. Muhammad is ardently anxious over you, rightly guided, right? So the manuscript of which the Quran was collected remained with Abu Bakr till Allah took him, and when Umar till Allah took him unto him, and finally it remained with Hafsa, Umar's daughter. The problem here is he found the same verse not with Abi Khuzaymah, he found it with Khuzaymah himself, and the same verse. The Rob Christian showed the hadith of he showed the hadith which found Abi Khuzaymah, right? Let me show you. So here it says, I found the last two verses of Surah Tawbah with Abi Khuzaymah al-Ansari, and could not find these verses with anybody else. Verily there has come unto you an apostle Muhammad from among yourself. It gives him that you should receive any injury or difficulty. This with Abi Khuzaymah, the same verse, right? Verily there has come to you an apostle. This is found with Khuzaymah as well in Sahih al-Bukhari. As you can see here, I found with Khuzaymah two verses of Surah Tawbah which are not found anybody else, and they were, verily there has come to you an apostle Muhammad from amongst yourselves. It gives him that you should receive any injury or difficulty. Same verses found Khuzaymah. And if you want to see the Arabic version, I can show you, just in case you don't say, oh, you're making it up or you're doing this or that. Let me just show you. Alright, okay. حتى وجدت من سورة التوبة آيتين مع خزيمة الأنصاري, not أبو خزيمة, مع خزيمة الأنصاري. لم أجدهما مع أحد غيره لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم إلى آخرها. وكانت الصحف التي جمع فيها القرآن عند أبي بكر حتى توفاه الله، ثم عند عمر حتى توفاه الله، ثم عند حفصة بنت عمر، تابعه عثمان بن عمر etc etc. Okay, so as you can see, it is as it says here that it is found with خزيمة مع خزيمة الأنصاري آيتين, and this is the ayah. Okay, so let's see what our Christian has to say right now.
Thabit found the last two missing verses of Surah At-Tawbah with the father of Khuzaymah. Zayd ibn Thabit said that he only found the last two ayahs of chapter 9 with one man and one man only. But the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 282, states that you need at least two men as witnesses, or one man and two women to make things official. Yet for the last two ayahs, Zayd only found one man and took the remaining ayahs for Surah At-Tawbah from this man called Abi Khuzaymah.
Nope. He also found it later with Khuzaymah. Okay, so I want to show you something, guys. Even let's assume that he found it with one man. Let's assume he found it with Khuzaymah. What did anyone who read Sahih al-Bukhari from first chapter to the end will know that the Prophet Muhammad mentioned about Khuzaymah al-Ansari that he is equal to two witnesses. That's what the Prophet Muhammad said, fool. Okay, let me just find the hadith right here, which I put right here, which I showed. Okay, there you go. Narrated Zayd bin Thabit. This is Sahih al-Bukhari, guys. Okay, when we collected the fragmentary manuscripts of the Quran into copies, I missed one of the verse of Surah Al-Ahzab, which I used to hear Allah's Messenger reading. Finally, I did not find it with anybody except Khuzaymah al-Ansari, not Abu Khuzaymah, whose witness was considered by Allah's Messenger equal to the witness of two men. So if it was only Khuzaymah al-Ansari, he's equal to two men. And that verse was, among the believers are men who have been true to their covenant with Allah. As you can see here, let's see. أن زيد بن ثابت قال لما نسخنا الصحف من المصاحف فقدت آية من سورة الأحزاب كنت أسمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقرأها لم أجدها مع أحد إلا مع خزيمة الأنصاري. خزيمة not أبو خزيمة الذي جعل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم شهادته شهادة رجلين. His shahada, his witness is equal to two witnesses. Khuzaymah's witness as a one man is equal to two witnesses. And the verse was من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عهدوا الله عليه. This verse can also be found, as you can see if we look, actually this one right here, the virtues. Okay, as you can see, Zayd bin Thabit in Sahih Bukhari as well. A verse from Surah Al-Ahzab was missed by me when we copied the Quran, and I used to hear Allah's Messenger reciting it. So it's even Zayd who he knows the verse. Zayd knows the verse. So he's also a witness with he's a witness with Abi Khuzaymah and Khuzaymah himself, right? Because Zayd knows it. As you see, a verse from Surah Al-Ahzab was missed but by me when we copied the Quran. But I used to hear it. He said, I used to hear the Prophet Muhammad reciting this verse. So he wanted to make sure who had it. And it turns out that Abi Khuzaymah had it and Khuzaymah himself had it. So he's even if Zayd was even let's say that Khuzaymah's witness was not equal to two men, even Zayd himself was a witness with Khuzaymah, but he wanted to know who else had it, and Khuzaymah had it and Abu Khuzaymah had it. But still, Khuzaymah himself Khuzaymah himself equal to two men, so more than one person found it, so it's more mutawatir. Abu Khuzaymah, Zayd, and even Khuzaymah himself. So we searched for it and found it with Khuzaymah bin Thabit al-Ansari. The verse was, among the believers are men who have been true to their covenant, as we can see here. سمع زيد بن ثابت, heard Zayd bin Thabit saying, قال فقدت آية من الأحزاب حين نسخنا المصحف قد كنت أسمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقرأ بها فالتمسناها فوجدناها مع خزيمة بن ثابت الأنصاري من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عهد الله عليه فألحقناها في صورتها في المصحف, and so we placed it in the Mus'haf. And as you can see, it's the same. Among the believers are two men. These are the two verses found. Okay, so either way, if he wants to argue Abi Khuzaymah, this fool doesn't know, he hasn't been reading the other narrations, so it's easy to expose this fool question.